Let's look at how to use the data loader with an iterable dataset. We'll copy the iterable dataset that we implemented a few videos ago. And the only change I'm going to make here is to make y a scalar instead of a one-dimensional array. Now let's just pass this dataset to our data loader and see what happens. I'll go ahead and implement another method to iterate through this data loader. And now let's just call this function. And we can see that it is giving us those extra dimensions. So let us now specify a batch size and see if that works. And looks like it's working. So let's see what are the sampler and the batch sampler for this data loader now. So the batch sampler is our familiar old batch sampler. But the sampler is this weird underscore infinite constant sampler. So if we look at the implementation of that, I'm again in the PyTorch repo in the dataloader.py file, and it's just yielding none infinitely. So what's probably happening is our batch sampler gets 3 nuns because our batch size is 3, and then it gives that to our data loader, which calls the data set 3 times, which is how we are getting a batch of 3. Let's see what happens if we give the data loader a custom batch sampler along with an iterable dataset. So we'll give it our revlen batcher from before. Now we see that this error is because we are calling len on our data source inside the revlen batcher. So let's just add a fake len method. And running this cell again, now we see the real error, which says that iterable data sets don't mix with batch samplers, which makes sense because the default batch sampler is doing something very, very simple. And if we give shuffle equals true, where we are specifying a separate sampler, of course, that's not going to work either because there's no point in giving a sampler with an iterable dataset.